Hey, let me go live this time. Awesome. Sorry about not being able to stream on Wednesday. All right. Let's get back into this. So, I have been playing around with it, some of this, since the last stream. And not sure how I'm feeling about this section. This might change. And this still needs a lot of work. This was just kind of mirrored over. So I have to play some elevation stuff over here, but kind of starting to play with it. I originally thought about doing a tunnel up through here, but I thought maybe doing something of an entrance over here. I'm just not necessarily digging how that feels walking up it yet. But anyways, kind of started playing around with some of these kind of Petra style facades. They all have little runes on them at a minimum. They're just kind of, this is the only one I've actually opened up. But they'll eventually kind of be tucked all over the place over here. Same with over here. And I'm playing around with just the kind of general flow of the area right now. So this area up here you can actually get to. There's a whole cave network developing that takes you to that area, all the way up to this area. I may eventually link it up over here, so you can come out over here and just kind of like jump down, that type of thing. I've also made a little kind of walkway back through here. Obviously textures and stuff still need to be laid out a little bit better, like that one right there probably should be cut. And then it's attached back in Maya. But yeah, so kind of doing that. Got a couple buildings. Actually, I need to open that up, but it's also one of the things I want to hide from you guys because it's got all this stuff on it. I'm sorry, my eyes are like on fire all of a sudden. My allergies have been terrible today. But so yeah, it's kind of the main area. I've got this little offshoot that is really rough right now. These need to be cleaned up. And I don't know if the scale even works yet. I haven't had a chance to run through it since I've got this in. Sean had mentioned potentially having it go over towards the newbie yards. So right now I have it kind of like this cavern that's collapsed. I just haven't put any like big chunks down here yet. And then this area, I think is going to go back over here, and I think I'll end up having to move the mountains on the top around. But this is going to, I think, be a larger structure. I'm debating making it the Necro and SK guild class, not guild, but like class structure. But I'm also thinking about kind of pushing this back. It's going to end up conflicting a little bit with this. Maybe making a little bridge over that. And then having this kind of be a little cavern that kind of comes around and opens up to more. And potentially, if this is the where the guild structure will end up going. Potentially it's got a front and a back. It's supposed to be slightly fortified, like a fortified old tomb, essentially. So it'll be fun to play around with. But I think what I want to do right now is make this cavern. Just gonna... Let me delete all these. They're just gonna get in the way, you know. This one I'll just push back. Oh, that was the wrong button. Don't hit delete. Alright, so all of this is going to need to go away. Hey, Vagrant, how's it going? And I'll just move these over for now. Because again, the top of this I'm not planning on actually doing much with. The idea is that these lower mountain areas will be shaped more in ProBuilder, and then the upper parts will be more of these static meshes that we can just kind of drop on top. I just need to, again, break these up into some less repetitive shapes. But it allows to kind of clean that stuff up real easy. This still needs to be fixed, but it's starting to work in a couple places. Like, it's starting to feel all right here. Needs a little bit more work, but muted myself for a whole 3-hour stream. Will the player be able to go up there? Up here? No. They should not be able to get up here, and if there's some weird spot where they're able to, we'll be blocking that so that you will not be able to get up on top. But I deleted these areas so that I could push this back. Gonna have to figure out what I want to do with this cave system that I started. As you can see, that's right in the middle of this cavern, which I don't want. Challenge accepted. Oh, Nick, I guarantee you'll find ways up there. If anybody's gonna find it, I would highly suspect you will be making tickets for me to cap off areas. Me. I really need to get a larger monitor than this super old one that I'm using that is like 17 inches. I need more monitor space. That or like a 4th monitor. All the monitors. Okay, so this cave I want to keep, but I think what I'm going to do is let's hide the ocean. It's water volumes. Where is it now? Sorry, Ali, oh, there it is. Set the scene up a little different now. So we load the geo in as its own sub-scene. Which I have to fix a couple issues that came up from that, but I want to get this stuff addressed because that was more set dressing stuff. Like a couple ships disappeared that I gotta find and repopulate. I kind of want to do this. Probably easier to be selecting it this way. Or not? Oh, darn it. So everybody have a good weekend this past weekend? Oops. Whoa. Whoa there. Come on. This is what I love about Pro Builders when it starts selecting crap that I didn't select. Now the question is, did it select anything else? Yes, it did. Alright. Might be easier just to do this outside of it like this. Okay, this is working better. Oh, come on! I was almost there. Okay. This is more workable. Alright, so let's take this room. Just a little bit. No, deselect. Go builder. It's so annoying that like you have to go to a certain angle sometimes to select stuff you're clicking directly on. I'm gonna give myself a couple more edge loops because I'm not sure if these are gonna read as nicely as they did before. Not that these were like super refined, but let's get another edge loop in there. Or is that not gonna let me? There we go. is going on here? Oh, I missed Mr. Vertice from that when I moved it. And then I'm going to, for now anyways, break this. That canyon I'm building into its own. Um, 7? Yes. Oops. Yep, that's not what I wanted to do. There we go. Alright, so let's just kind of rough this in. Need edge loop here, and then I may end up narrowing this passage, but see how it is. And then this can maybe open up a little bit. Let's give ourselves another edge loop. Nice. Let's delete some of these faces for now. Sorry, I lost where I was for a second. Shit. My camera at an area that lets me do that easily. Okay. It's working. I'm gonna need more edge loops on this side though for sure. The reason I broke these into two was I'm going to kind of make an opening, and I'm just gonna snap these to those vertices once I have them. Okay, let's clean up this edge fly. These edges are getting a little funky. Okay, so that's better. So we need to collapse. Come on, let me select it. This all together. Let's see how it looks. I'll probably have to fix something. I'm sure the edges are gonna crumple weird or something. or I'm just going to snap it to the wrong spot. There we go. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to kind of like make a bridge. I don't know if it's going to be... It might be a natural bridge, to be honest. I'm going to try that first. If not, I can make it look more like a man-made structure. Working on Necropolis stuff. What about a bone bridge? That's tempting, but I feel like that would be more like an interior thing. I feel like if it was a bunch of bones out in the world, they would like fall apart over time. Or if it's man-made, I guess it could be bones like built into like the structure, kind of like how the ossuary works in Wormsbane. Oh my god. These are annoying. Okay, so we got this. I'm gonna have to let me select it. Thank you. I'm gonna have to extrude out that curve that used to be there, except that is not correct. It's too wide. Hey Goblin, how's it going? Alright, so let's do the same thing on this side. Need an inch loop. Eventually, that'll be the base of it, I think. Let's try to shape this a little bit nicer. Something's gonna go wrong, and I'll be like, oh, why didn't I snap it? Oops. Come on. There we go. Let's get it. So I'm gonna snap it to everything in the background. This side. Whoop. A bridge. There we go. Could have. Enough edge loops to at least start to get the shape in. brings up the rest of this bunch of loot. And push that in. We will oh, come on. There we go. Loop. Across this face. So now I can do a similar to this, like there can be a path, like a path kind of winding up along here if I want to keep continuing it. Jumped. I forgot to hit loop again. I always do that on this playlist, and then it starts jumping to Robert's other stuff. A little bit. The ground is gonna eventually need to be fixed, so I'm not too worried about holes right now, because a lot of this is just going to be from the train. Get myself eventually putting across here. Oops. So, give myself, again, space. I haven't decided where everything is going to go yet. I'm more worried about just kind of making this feel like a canyon. Again, kind of that Petra feel. To a degree. Be potentially something more significant being there. Because there's a bunch of stuff in here. There's the Necro Shadow Knight Guild, a faction hall, an inn, not quite as large as the other inn, but an inn, a temple, actually 2 temples. Yeah, so there's a bunch of stuff that I have to kind of tuck around in here. And then there's just going to be a bunch of these kind of little tiny things around as well. Okay, so let's start. The process of snapping all this together. This is part of the reason why I had these as 2 separate. Actually, you know, I probably could do this as one mesh as well and just bridge all this stuff, but I'll do that in a bit. This way it's going to be a little easier, I think, at the beginning. It's a really funky camera move. I'm not trying to make you guys sick. Oh, excuse me. It's let me see moves. Save this one. Yeah, let's do two. Oh, I'm totally doing the wrong spell. Oops, that did not bridge correctly. Weird. Did correctly that time. Just gotta triangulate it. You know how to bend that face. Not that this is really that big of an issue, but just gonna group all these. Just need to close these gaps. Oh, just merge a lot of this down because this is all going to be hidden. No one's going to see this. Okay. So I think this will link up to that somehow. Hey, Sakai. How's it going? I am working on blocking out just kind of the layout for what is going to be our Necropolis area. Which is a city area, but also kind of a area that you'll have that encounters and stuff will eventually be built off of. Some more space in some of these. So like the Necro and SK guilds are in this area, and some other things along those lines, like trainers and stuff. But trying to kind of do this in like a cavern area that's kind of linked up with some caves and stuff. I've already got a slight cave network kind of going over here as well. I think it's about time to start running around in here. Hey, Belfester, how's it going? Let's take a look. Not bad. Had some cheeseburger hamburger helper, and I'm ready to take on the evening. I actually had cheeseburgers. Not cheeseburger hamburger helper, but I just had cheeseburgers. That was my dinner. My oldest son has been begging me, like, all week to make cheeseburgers. I'm doing pretty well. Looks like a scene opened up over there that I didn't notice. I almost feel like there needs to be some stuff going on. Like, I want some buildings and stuff potentially in this larger area. Are you a grill guy, stove guy, smash burger guy? What's your go-to? If I had the time, today has been like crazy, so I was like one thing after another. Today I just did it on the oven top. Microwave burgers? Oh, it sounds so gross and chewy. But I just did it on the stovetop. But I would do a charcoal grill if I had the option. I mean, I have a little charcoal grill, but I did not have the time to open it up. So yeah, this area is still super rough. It needs to be played with. Sukin, you're a monster. That's there for me deleting other. The chewiness is how you know it's good. It's got that good protein. Ugh. I'm just thinking of, like, I don't know why my brain goes immediately to it, but the old chicken nuggets from McDonald's with like that chewy gristle in it. Ugh. I don't know how I used to eat that as a kid. So I'm almost thinking like the inn might be like in this spot. With some like vendor awnings or something over here. Need to play around with the scale of that. Oop, that was weird. Again, potentially awnings. Also maybe some like those little mausoleum entrances. Yeah, ceiling's too high. Try a smash burger next time if you have a cast iron. Actually, yeah, I have two. Ooh, excuse me. I've got two cast iron skillets. That can fit inside your main pan. Get the main pan crazy hot. Use oven mitt inside, and then press it down. into a ball of meat. Sorry, my nose is getting like super stuffy. Without burning your hand, pull a layer or put a layer of parchment paper on top of the meat so it doesn't stick to the bottom. Ooh, that's a good call. Only takes 10 seconds to smash. It's really good. Actually, that does sound pretty good. I might have to give that a try. Oh, you know what? I forgot to delete that face. Let's go the other way around to look. So yeah, definitely have to play around with the scale. The scale is not quite what I expected. Let's see how this works now that some of these like funkiness will go away once I triangulate the stuff. I may have to play around with the a little bit. It doesn't. Oh, maybe also cleaning up these UVs that broke when I moved it might help, because it was really hard to kind of read where to go there. Bring that down a little. Yeah, so now I just got to figure out where I want to put stuff. And clean up some of the geo. Whoa! Well, that was a interesting fall damage. I'm not sure what happened on that one. Uh-oh. I died and lost all pigment. Ran too fast, died of a heart attack. It's from eating all the cheeseburgers. You have to loot your blood from your body. Apparently so. I know Ali's been playing around with the skin, and I think he was playing around with the facial features earlier today. It's been a while since I've ran this without like fast speed on, so it's kind of nice to take everything in as I'm slowly strolling by. Almost there. So yeah, this is one of the spots I might put the structure that's going to be basically the Necro SK class guild hall. All right. Uh-oh. Not gonna let me link. Oh, I guess it did let me loot it. Oh, that was weird. Okay. Let's see if this happens again. And walk this way, and... Okay, it didn't smack me down for death. But yeah, I'm thinking potentially that could be... where the structure is for it. Turn down the speed on this. I think I have both of mine. Items in. So that could be one. Maybe one of the temples over here. Another temple here. Thinking maybe a back entrance to the guild, or the... Let's call it the class guild hall. Because I don't know if I'm supposed to call it by its name or not. I'm not sure if that's too deep in the lore. So I'll just refer to it as the guild hall for now. So yeah, maybe... back entrance, or maybe like a fortification that you can kind of look down, because it's supposed to be like a fortified like tomb / mausoleum type thing. I think that could be a cool visual, having it like that. So basically, my idea is going to be basic, kind of, again, Petra-esque, but have some, like, towers and ramparts and stuff. Maybe on the sides that are, again, kind of like they're coming out of the cliff. Yeah, this could be the shop area. This be the inn, which makes sense because it's coming from out here. I just don't know if I like the opening so large for that. I might make this a little bit smaller. Okay, so I think the first thing I'm going to do is come in here and play around with some of the geo and get it feeling a little bit better. Let's turn off run speed and just see how this area feels. I'll give myself a boots of speed buff though. So maybe yard. So yeah, so like vendor, awnings, and, you know, little tents and stuff in this area. And maybe a little strewn out through here. Some kind of inn structure. I don't know if I would make the inn like an actual, like, built up structure, or if it's built into one of the old tombs. But yeah, this will be that market area. And have this, and I don't know if I probably don't want this to be completely flat. I might put some of the, maybe put some structures slightly off to the side. I don't know. I'll have to play with it. All right, so let's go back into Night Harbor. And let's hope I did this right. Alright, it looks like I did it right. I was going to be really sad if I popped in here and all of that work was done. For anybody who popped in late or later in the stream, we now have, as you just watched, our zones load from multiple files. Oops. What the heck? Let's load it again. Hold on. What is going on? Alright. Not gonna save that. And zone. So it allows us to work in Night Harbor in sections, and we don't have merge conflicts. It happened like 2 weeks ago, a week and a half ago. Me and Robert had a merge conflict. We ended up having to revert and then put Robert's stuff back in. But this should alright, everything's loaded. Hold on. Oh, that's what I did. I meant to turn off the ocean and I turned off all the geo. I'm like, why don't I see anything? So yeah, now we can like I can work in the geo file, and it doesn't mess if Robert's working in the file at the same time, if Ali's doing something with something else. So it just allows us to work in sections. For when we bring on another environment artist, which, if anybody did not know, we have a job posting for. And we're talking to a couple people. But once we bring on another environment artist or two, we could potentially divide the zone itself into multiple areas. So let me go back up here. Once I'm done saving. So if we had another subscene in this array here, you know, like Sage Side could be broken off into its own thing. The docks could be opened up in its own thing, and it would actually let us build out the city right then and there. The only problems we'd run into is if, like, I moved this structure and then another artist moved it or tried to move it, and then there'd be some sort of more merge conflict. But as long as someone's not touching something that is in scene someone else is working in, it lets us work more efficiently. Yeah. So the zone itself that the NPCs exist in is Night Harbor, which is now just the skybox, the fog volume, and some other stuff. So when I zone... Here, let me zone back out and zone back in. So when you hop in, this is Night Harbor now. And then Night Harbor streams in these files. So right now it's just the geo and the sound as two separate. But we could, like I said, we can break the geo into multiple. I guess we could technically break the sound into multiples, but I don't know. I don't think that would be beneficial to Robert at all. So I'm going to go with we're not going to do that. But this allows us to, you know, to work and bring that in. Oops. These all. There we go. So yeah, that's kind of the idea behind why we wanted to do that. And I think it will, especially when we have more environment artists on, allow us to tackle larger cities with multiple people. And the NPCs, that was the question that my brain totally went off. Topic, I'm sorry. Fell faster. We have it in the zone panel here. So if I load our NPCs, it's gonna take a second. But what essentially this is doing is it's communicating with our online database, since that's what mine's set to. And then it will get all of the spawn points and stuff. I'm sure you guys have seen Sean working in this before. So once I bring that up, you can see all of, like the spawn points and the go-tos and spawn volumes and all that stuff. So these can be moved around. So I could like grab this guy and move him, and I could get his position and I can save it. So next time it spawns, this guy's going to be like a foot back from where he was. But eventually these will all be inside buildings. But all those little parts are kind of in their own little separate islands now. So there's, again, no conflict. Or there shouldn't be a conflict. I don't want to say there's no conflict, because I feel like if I get too absolute about it, like, it'll find a way to break. Oh, I don't know why my my alert didn't go off in my... I'm sorry. Chaz Solo, thank you for the follow. I did not hear that. I just looked over and was like, oh, someone just followed, but that was like an hour ago. So I apologize if you're still there, but thank you for the follow. I appreciate it. Okay, so we've got that. Let's start blocking in so I'm kind of, again, sticking with this kind of style. But maybe adding in some, like, skull iconography or something. I hate when Unity does this. There we go. That's a little bit straight. Like, it, like, gets all... like, the camera isn't straight. It drives me crazy. I'm gonna bring this as a duplicate over, just for scale reference. I want to see if when I eyeballed that crevice, it was about correct. Hey, it's actually not too bad. Here's the thing. I didn't know if I wanted to straighten these or leave them a little... I don't know. I think I'll leave it like that for now. Alright, so I have this. I'm gonna start blocking in a new structure. Using this to scale. Four. 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oops, is that too many? 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3. Yep, perfect. We're good. Five. Were the people who occupied this land and left their ruins from a human civilization? Or were they from a different race? I do not remember. I don't remember off the top of my head. I think it was a mix. But I'd have to reread that portion of the lore. It's been a little bit. I believe it was a mix. Would be cool to see reference to old races that are no longer around. Yeah, there's definitely, we have some idea about the structures. Again, we're kind of leaning into the Petra stuff to represent them. And one thing I like about Petra's architecture is it actually is kind of a hodgepodge mix of Greco-Roman, Egyptian, and Mesopotamian, I believe, architecture, which we're already leaning a little bit into Mesopotamian and Moroccan and Yemen and that style of architecture. So it feels close, but then you've got a little bit of a slight difference. Granted, again, we're not super detailed, so you're not necessarily getting all of the, the detail you have in like the molding and stuff like that. That's not necessarily something we're focusing on. But it still kind of has a nice feel to it that doesn't feel super different from the other stuff around, but also feels different enough that you're kind of like in a new area. Kind of playing around with the structure right now. I'm trying to figure out what exactly I want to do. So I feel like I want to have, again, there's supposed to be some fortification to it. So I'm going to keep this step kind of rampart idea. Probably have it on these and these. I think more of this back wall will end up needing to have stuff on it as well. Oops. Green poison motes are always good. I definitely think I'm gonna play with greens in this area. We could change that, but oh, sorry, my neck is killing me. Probably not the best thing to do on stream, but I needed to crack it real bad. So this will obviously be the doorway. Actually, honestly, I'm not gonna lie, I kind of want to keep these window type things, but actually make them like windows you can view through. on this structure. And let's just try this. Skull particle effects. I definitely want to do something with skulls and stuff with this. It's not 100% sure yet. What that will be. Okay, so we got that. Let's detach that. And we'll push this back. And yeah. Use a mouse to actually click on the stuff I want to click on. Yep, looks like I forgot some faces. Hey Nordan, how's it going? Try to do this in a way that will make my life easier, as opposed to attaching everything. I'll leave that right now, but I'm feeling that won't matter later. Get these on 25s, right? Oh, got too many windows open. Oh, 50s, okay. It's the one thing, like in Maya, I could just subdivide this so much faster. But I do save time on other things doing it this way, so. Oops. Oh. Okay. There... I need to figure out what I'm going to have to do with those because they're not lined up right anymore. But anyways, let's start this side. Oops. Oh, it's just off. Pivots. And global? I think global. That is off. There we go. Paytas, or if Nick is around, do you know if we'll be able to have classic ranger tracking, or are there security risks there? I am not sure exactly what we're planning on doing for tracking. I don't know. Honestly, do not know. I haven't talked to Ali, Nick, or Sean exactly about what we want to do. Yeah, I don't have an answer. I don't know, I've always thought it'd be kind of cool tracking wise. Instead of like basically looking at words that are like a compass, that you actually, I don't want to say follow the floating glowy trail, but like essentially similar. Like it would create a spline, but you'd actually have to follow either like footprints or broken sticks or something, and like you actually like are visually watching the ground and looking and moving. I always thought that would be kind of cool because that's actually what you do in each track, as opposed to basically, you know, the mob is in front of you and to the left, the mob is straight ahead. I always thought that would be cool, but I don't know if anyone's ever actually done that. Obviously, you know, mini-map tracking is definitely been a thing. Yeah, exactly, Belfaster. Like, little footprints on the ground. Like, broken twig, or you know, like, just different things, or, like, tuft of fur. You know, the footprints could be based off of whatever the mob is. But something that actually is, like, a visual, that you're tracking it, that you can miss if you're not like eagle eye about it, or you're tracking in the dark. Now, you know, the dark actually plays into it. Do you have night vision? Do you have a torch, as opposed to like compass based Marco Polo, which is kind of what EQ's was. Seems like it would be functionally be finding a path, but with much more subtle. Exactly. Exactly. So it would be similar to that, you know, that find system, which I know not everyone's a giant fan of floaty glowy things, but it wouldn't be a floaty glowy path. It would be a very subtle visual cue, just like tracking actually is. Not that I'm an amazing tracker in real life, but I've taken a class on tracking in real life. But I mean, you're looking for subtle things like that. And I think that would, you know, be cool. And you could make certain things harder to track based on your skill. So like the higher your tracking skill, maybe the more frequent you find things. Well, maybe that you don't find them, but the more frequent you something can spawn along the spline that is essentially, you know, that invisible path, or that floaty path. Witcher 3 had that? See, I've owned Witcher 3 for pretty much since it came out, because it came free with my old computer, and I have yet to actually play it. I've played Witcher 1, I just haven't beat it. And I never got around to playing Witcher 3. I also think there's a value in just knowing something is up. EQ tracking was maybe too aggressive, giving you exact mob names, but maybe knowing an orc, or maybe knowing it is a specific big orc or named. I don't have a problem with it overtly telling you what is up name-wise, because that was part of the thing of being a tracker. Like, you know, when people were looking for something rare, they would come and ask you to go track them something. Like, not that I made a killing off of it, but there were definitely times where, like, I made plat because people were like, hey, looking for somebody to go track this thing for my epic or whatever. And I'd be like, sure, and I'd make like 500 plat or whatever. off of it. Probably not 500. That's probably actually ridiculously high for what that was. But it definitely ends up being a nice little commodity. And I always liked it just as a ranger. You get that advantage, you know, when stuff's up. So I'm biased, I guess. I mean, I know I'm biased there. But I would like the actual act of cracking to be something akin to what we were just talking about, like visual, where it's not I'm playing a Marco Polo style hot and cold game. Did Doug, the bounty hunter, teach you your tracking skills? No. No, he did not. It was a class that the Metro Parks here had. Again, I'm not the greatest at it, but I have taken the basic. I have learned the basics, at least. Ah, damn it. I always do that. That's fair. I just know that was a big functionality with show EQ. That helped a group have a big advantage. Oh yeah, show EQ and the whole like Harry Potter map thing. What's that called again? I don't have that installed on my computer. My SQE. Don't ask me how I know that. But anyways, not that I ever actually really used it, but yeah, things like that. You end up opening up that to abuse when you expose that to the client. But maybe it should be a big advantage and a reason to have track error in your group with show EQ not being a thing. Yeah, exactly. Because there was a point where, like I said, I used to make money off of tracking stuff for people. Was it as much or as frequent as like tips for buffs or playing taxi? No, probably not. Definitely not, but occasionally it did get me a couple hundred plat here and there. And I guarantee I wasn't the only tracker that did that. Object mode. Oh, goodness. Oh, that's what I get for eating a cheeseburger before I stream. I have to figure it out. I don't know if I want this to be like a wall, maybe an entrance with a doorway here, or do I want this to be... This is going to be a really crude example. But like, you know, some sort of bridged passage that you get from up there to there. Probably not that shape, but I have to figure that out. It's one of those things that I'll, as I'm kind of going around and building up the rest of the stuff, I'll kind of make that decision. Do I want this to be a doorway that kind of walks out here, but also can get you to this tower? Can't get Pro Builder to select the edge I want. There we go. It only took like 4 tries. Okay, so let's... those. Oh shit. What are you doing? There we go. Come on. Oh, I'm hitting the... Close the zone panel. There we go. That's better. Ooh, actually, I can... Oh no, hold on. Can merge these. These are leftovers from the way the other one's set up, with the windows actually being in there. Again, wish I could just like delete edge loops because it'd be way faster than sitting here and collapsing all this stuff down, but whatever. Trying to like just wrap my mind around the space. Like, do I want to do a stair or a ramp from this lower level, or do I want to, similar to how this one kind of has a little like doorway out there, do I want some sort of doorway? Do I want this to be, you know, a larger tower? I don't think I want it to be a larger tower. These might end up being a little bit higher though. Whether you can actually go in them or not, like up to the top of them or not, I'll get to decide. Yeah, that's possible. maybe this. Ends up being kind of like a walkway, and then there's kind of there's stairs up here, then you can't get to that. So this to that. Maybe there's just like a stairwell kind of inside the wall that brings you up here. I don't know. I'll have to play around with it. I'm not going to end up finishing all this tonight. Sure. Oh man, it's already like 10 o'clock. I'll do a little bit more, and then I'm going to call the stream for the night. But let's just kind of play with this for a couple more minutes. Yeah, so then this will be... some sort of like platform, some stairs up it into a doorway similar to the other one, but maybe a little wider. Maybe this is getting too wide. I don't know. I have a feeling I'm going to be playing with this one a little bit. Well, let's just take a look at this scale-wise, see if it's feeling too large. So honestly, that's what I'm worried about. It's not too big. I do have to kind of, as I'm building this out, think about, like, you know, do I want kind of like pillars running along to kind of, I already have some vertical stuff. So maybe like a trim that has like skulls embedded in it or something like that. So it's like skull, 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 skull. I have to figure out where all these guys go. That or I can just leave it up to Nick and Sean. Oh, I know what's going on there. Let's fix that. Yeah. Tired. Oh shoot, that's not in the scene. So I will have to load this. And then find Necropolis. And Necropolis. Actually, I should probably drag these in there too. I don't put any more, did I? There we go. Okay, so what was I going to do? Oh yeah, I was going to fix this. We'll leave it like that for now. I should really just work on this side and then duplicate it over. But at least now, if anyone's running around, there won't be some weird Z fighting going on that. Alright, so let me save this. Saw Ali got this baking. Bake for me? No. Awesome. Let me revert that. I have to figure out why my nav baking is not working that way. Nav assets. Discard both of those. You gonna build? Nope. Alright, well, I will figure that out off stream. Ugh, I'm getting tired anyways. So thank you everybody for hanging out with me tonight. For anybody who does not know what we are working on, we are working on a classic inspired indie MMO RPG. That's really grounded in that, again, classic era, kind of like the first generation of MMOs. So think your EverQuests, Asheron's Call, Ultima Online, that kind of era. If you'd like to check out more about our game, that is our website. Feel free to hop on there. There's all sorts of images and updates and things like that. There's a frequently asked questions page and kind of a breakdown of everybody on the team. If you have any questions still after reading that, feel free to hop into our Discord. There's almost 1,500 people in there now. It's a fairly active community. We talk about, you know, our game, obviously, but just MMOs in general, game design in general, tabletop games. There's a community section to share like art and fan fiction and stuff like that. So check it out. All the developers are in there. We're all pretty good at answering questions and things like that. So if you'd like to stay up to date with the game but don't want to join Discord, or if you just want to join the mailing list, you're more than welcome to anyways. But that is our mailing list. It also will be tied to testing when we get to that point. These are the other members of the team that stream. So if you haven't already, throw them a follow. And speaking of follows, Commander, sorry, my screen's cutting off half their name. Lunacia, thank you for the follow. Again, sorry I was late. For some reason, my alerts appear to be silenced. I don't know why. But anyways, if you haven't already thrown them a follow, make sure to do that. You'll get a notification when any of them go live. Also, if you aren't following the channel, if you want to know whenever I go live, throw this channel a follow. We also have a YouTube channel. You can get caught up on all of our past VODs. If you are watching on YouTube, please remember to like and subscribe, comment below, click the bell, all that stuff, to help us, you know, oh my god, my words just totally blank. But anyways, to help us with the algorithm, and to, you know, get the game kind of pushed out to more people that like, you know, EverQuest and Asheron's Call and all those older games. So yeah, thank you guys. Thank you to all my subscribers. My streams are on Wednesday at 1 p.m. and Monday at 8 p.m. So I will see you guys Wednesday. Yeah, thanks guys. Talk to you later.